All right, Aniya is down for a nap. Henry is upstairs working, and it is just you and I. I got on my PJs, I got a glass of wine, and I am ready to answer all of you guys' questions that you wrote in on Instagram. I wasn't even going to record this today, but you guys asked so many questions in such a short amount of time that I just decided to go ahead and film it right now. So I tried to be as comfy as possible so that I could come off, you know, like as transparent and like as down to earth as possible. And plus it's quarantine, this is my outfit every day anyway, so I'm not going to do too much blabbering. But hey guys, I'm Lauren. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, then go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a Q&A. We're going to be answering all the questions that you guys submitted through Instagram about motherhood, marriage, personal things about me in general. So yeah, this is probably going to be a long one because I talk a lot. So let's go ahead and get started. But first I want to get a little bit more comfy. Okay. All right, let's see. So the first question says, how did Henry and I meet? And we probably don't talk about this anymore, but we did a really old Q&A like when we first started dating. But Henry and I actually met through Instagram. Yes, basically we had like a mutual friend that we didn't know was a mutual friend at the time. I was going through that friends to follow like new people because at that time in my life I was going to where was I going? I was going to Bowie State, and I had just finished transferring from Del State to Bowie, and all of my Instagram timeline were people who still went to Del State. So I was just trying to, you know, change up my timeline a little bit, change up my friends. So I went through that gentleman's friends list, winded up following Henry. He liked a bunch of my pictures, like literally the regular story. He liked a bunch of my pictures. I liked a bunch of his pictures. He slid in my DMs, told me I was beautiful. He took me out on my first date, and the rest is history. Someone asked, am I still working with Amazon, and do we have any future trips planned? Yes. So I mentioned in our previous Q&A that I do still work for Amazon. I am still employed. Right now I'm on a leave of absence. I just extended my leave just because I'm not ready to return to work yet. Being as though Aniya is still pretty young, I'm not ready to leave her at home under the care of, you know, anybody else just yet. So I am still employed. And do we have any future trips planned? We do not, for once. We wanted to get into like a groove where we felt like Aniya was old enough, so we didn't really know what that would be. And so right now we're trying to plan a trip for her 6th month because we feel like, you know, we feel comfortable with traveling with her right now. But then all of this COVID stuff happened, so I don't really know if that trip is going to happen or not. But yeah, we definitely want to travel in 2020. Like, that's always a priority for us every single year. It's just a matter of when that will happen now. Someone said, how has having a baby impacted your relationship? And they said to name 3 things. One thing that I can think of off the top is communication. We thought that we had good communication before we had a child, but after having a child and you're caring just like for an innocent little being, it really opens up your eyes to how much you don't communicate. And again, not to say that our communication was bad, but we just needed to like heighten our communication to like the 100th power once Aniya came into the world, because there were so many little things that could potentially slip through the cracks. And you just want to be so transparent with your partner, especially when you're talking about being tired, and some women go through like postpartum depression and stuff like that. So those are the times that you want to be able to communicate with your partner. But yeah, we just realized that we had to like up our level of real life being a mom. Aniya should be asleep for 2 hours. She slept for 40 minutes and now she's up. So she's joining our little conversation. Isn't that right, boo-boo? How, mama? You want to sit right here and lay on a pillow? Come on. Sit right here and watch mommy, okay? Okay? Yes? Are you going to sit right here and watch mommy? Oh, mama? All right. I don't know where I was at. Okay, so I was talking about communication, basically just like time in general. Of course, before we had a child, we had so much time for just each other. And now that we have a little one, we just had to make sure that we are being intentional with like the amount of time that we spend with each other, and make sure that we're constantly like showing each other lots of love and affection. Because yeah, that can definitely get in the way when you have a child. I can't think of a third one right now, but if I think of a third one, I'll come back to it. It says, next question said, what's some advice you can give to new moms to be? I would say like not, and I know like people say this all the time, but I would say like don't listen to people. I just heard so many like horror stories about being a mom, as far as like losing out on so much sleep. You're going to be so tired. You're never going to be able to sleep. You're never going to be able to get your baby on a schedule. Just like so much crazy stuff. Breastfeeding is so painful. It's so hard, and all this other stuff. And it's just like, all that stuff was so false in my experience. You know, I know everybody's experience is different. Everybody's family dynamic is different. But I'm such a strong person, I feel like mentally, that it would take a lot to kind of bring me down. And so, yeah, those things just weren't true for me. And I had the support of my amazing husband. He has helped me every single step of the way. He's just as much invested in this new dynamic as much as I am. So I would just say, like, don't listen to people. Don't let people's experiences jade your experience, or give you preconceived notions of what motherhood may be like, because everybody's experience is different. Somebody asked me, what was I doing when I was single? I don't really know what that means. Like, what was I doing? Where? When? How? I don't know. I was hanging out. I don't know. I was me. I was working. I don't really know what that question means, but I guess I was the same person. It says, was it hard getting your baby used to breastfeeding after being given a bottle? No. What was I going to say? It was not. I heard that nipple confusion is actually a myth. I don't know how true that is, but she has no problem switching back and forth between breast and bottle. Someone says, how do you balance taking care of yourself, being a mother, and being a wife? And it's definitely really challenging. Like, those are three, like, at the end of the day, I'm Shalonda, but I'm also Aniya's mom, and I'm also Henry's wife. So those three things are like really hard to keep up with. I mentioned before in the other Q&A, just making sure that I have time for myself, because if I'm not okay, then the entire family can't be okay, because it's just like a domino effect, you know. So I think that taking those times out for myself is really important. Sometimes I just take a long shower, or a long bath, or just drink a glass of wine, or whatever. Like, when Naya goes down for a nap, those are my times to do whatever I need to do for myself. And then as far as being a wife, again, I'm just trying to fit those things in every single day. So that's prioritizing time with Henry and I at the end of the night when Naya goes down, or maybe in the beginning of the day when she's asleep, or, you know, whether that's just us having a dinner without Anaya sitting right there, where we can just like have a quiet dinner. So yes. You want mommy and daddy to have a quiet dinner? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying? Oh my God. Sweet baby. Okay, do you plan on having more children? Definitely plan on having more children. At least one, like 2 or 3 more children. It really depends upon like what the genders are, because I really want Aniya to like be a big sister. You know, I want her to have a sister. I have 2 sisters of my own and a brother, and I couldn't imagine like growing up without my sisters. I feel like that is just such a key relationship that you need in life. Or like if you're a guy, I think you need brothers. So I would really love to have a second and third child. I would love for like our second baby to be another girl, just so that they can kind of be like close in age. But I also wouldn't mind if it was a boy. But if it was a boy, then we would try for another girl. It's so much. It's just so much. But yeah, I definitely want at least 2 more. How was the transition to motherhood? How has it changed you? I would say the transition to motherhood has been like, I don't want to use the term easy, but like fairly smooth. That's a good word. Fairly smooth for me. I've mentioned before that I always wanted to be a mom. Even before I was pregnant, I was always obsessed with like pregnancy and motherhood. So I've always done like extensive research on the two. And so I felt like when I was pregnant and when Aniya came into the world, I was prepared. It wasn't like a culture shock for me. I tried to prepare myself as much as possible. So I feel like the motherhood journey has been pretty smooth. And you guys will see if you have children or if you're expecting. When you bring your child into the world, you just do it. Like there's no one to tell you really what to do, but you just really hit the ground running, and then you start to get into this routine and you realize like how simple it actually is. So I'm thankful for that. And how has motherhood changed me? I would say that I've always been like an advocate for myself. Yes, come here, mommy. Come here. What? There you go. I would say that like I've always been an advocate for myself. I think that since having a child, that has just like kicked into overdrive because I'm so protective of my family and of this little one right here. You know, I have to be that person that can advocate for her. So I would say like becoming a mom has just, I don't know, it just makes me not want to tolerate like nonsense, you know? Like I'm not one for like wasting people's time or having my time wasted. It's just, I don't know, time is just so much more valuable, I guess, now to me, that I don't have time for the nonsense, basically. I hope that kind of like makes sense, but I don't know. I don't know. Like my family is my priority, so that's not anybody else's priority. It's ours. So I have to be that one to prioritize my family and advocate for my family. So I think that's how motherhood has changed me, and I think that being a mom has made me definitely a little bit more soft in the same token. Like I just love like watching my little boo-boo grow up, and I feel like I'm a little bit more emotional, a little bit more in touch with my emotions, and yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit more empathetic to people in general in their situations. Someone asked, I'd like to know how you guys manage your finances. She said, does Henry take care of everything? Yeah, I probably won't go into like detail about like how we literally manage our finances. Like this is how we pay our mortgage, this is how we pay our utilities, stuff like that. Like literally budget out our income and stuff like that. But no, Henry doesn't take care of everything. Since we've been in a relationship, come on mama, since we've been in a relationship, one thing that Henry admired about me, like when we first started dating, is that I wouldn't allow him to pay for everything. Like we've had that conversation before, like when we first started dating, he didn't really understand that concept. Like when we first started dating, he took me on like 2 dates and paid. Oh. Aniya is pooping as we speak. All right, so yeah, he took me on like 2 dates and paid for 2 dates. Like the first time we went out, we went to Morton's, and then the second time we went out, we went to TGI Fridays, and he paid for both dates. And so I was like, look, I can't have you paying for everything. It actually makes me feel uncomfortable. Let me take you out somewhere. And so I took him to a hibachi restaurant in Hunt Valley. And did we go to Kobe's? No, it wasn't Kobe's. Whatever the hibachi restaurant is in Hunt Valley, that's where I took him. But yeah, he's always, like we've always prided ourselves on that. Now everything isn't like 50-50 because marriage isn't 50-50. Sometimes you give more than you take and vice versa. But no, Henry doesn't take care of everything financially.
But he can.
I was just about to say, Henry's so stupid. He just shouted down the stairwell, but he can. But I was gonna say, even if he did, that is completely okay. There are so many dynamics in marriage. There is no one way to be married. There's no one way to juggle finances. There's no one way to juggle parenthood. Everything is so different. And if you are married, I'm sure you can attest to the fact that everything in marriage isn't 50-50. Sometimes it's 60-40. Sometimes it's 90-10. As you guys go through seasons, that percentage changes. It's constantly like a seesaw. Someone asked, how has your personal life with friends and family been impacted by the vlog? And it hasn't. Because I don't record anybody unless they want to be recorded. Unless it's like a holiday where all of my family is in one place, or all of Henry's family is in one place, and we are vlogging a big room full of a bunch of different people. That's one thing, because you don't have to like single anybody out. And if somebody wants to be in the camera, they can be in the camera. I do have family members who like to be in the vlog more than others, and that's okay. But I'm never gonna like record somebody if they don't want to be recorded. So like, let's say I went out on a lunch date with somebody, just like one-on-one. I might be recording myself, but I would never record them unless they say they want to be recorded. Or if somebody comes up to me and says, hey, I don't want to be on the vlog, I totally 100% respect that. But no, the vlog has never been a problem, and it doesn't affect my family and friends at all. If anything, they like the vlog, especially times right now when we are all quarantined. So many friends and family watch the vlog just to keep tabs on this little one right here. Someone said, do you think marriage took away from your youth? Why do you think people assume that? I do not think that one bit. Let's see, I got married when I was 23? Wait, 25? How old am I right now? I am 28. I got married when I was 25? Oh. I think I got engaged at 23, married at 25. I don't know, it's a blur. But either way, I think I did get married at 25. But no, I don't think that marriage took away from my youth at all. Like, I've always wanted to be a wife, so that was just something that was a goal of mine. And then at some point in time, like 25 years old, at some point in time, you get so sick of like doing the same thing, like clubbing and going on dates and just having like situationships with people and stuff like that. That stuff gets old after a while. And at some point in time, you want to settle down, or at least I wanted to settle down. And no, I don't think it took away from my youth at all. Like, we're still young. Like, we're young and married. We're not like old, washed up people, you know. So yeah, no, I don't think it took away from my youth at all. And they said, why do people assume that? I think that when people hear marriage and they're just talking about being committed to one person for the rest of your life, that is frightening for people. It's scary. People, you don't know what tomorrow may bring, let alone a 50, 60, 70 year marriage. So I think people are just scared to be tied down to one person for the rest of their life. But I don't think it stops. You can still have fun with your partner. Like, if anything, you gain a best friend that you can do anything with and tell anything to. So I love being married. Are you sick of mommy Q&A? You interrupted my Q&A, Buddha. How you sick of being here? You stole the show. What, booty? What, booty? What, booty? You want your passy? Alright, I'm going to answer like 2 more questions, because I got a little poopy baby on my hands that I need to change. Isn't that right? Alright, someone said, how did you know that Henry was the one? Honestly, guys, this is going to sound like such a like cliche, girl, you lying, like type of story, I'm telling you. But when Henry and I went on our first date to Morton's, and I've said this before in our really old, like 5-year-old Q&A, Henry and I went on our first date, and we were talking. We had such great conversations, such great chemistry. And all I remember thinking when we were talking is that this man is going to be my husband. Not even joking. Like, it wasn't any like one particular thing. I just knew, like, he was a God-fearing man. Like, he went to church. He loved his family. He had great friends. He graduated from college. It was just like everything that I wanted in a man. Check, 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 check. He was just like constantly checking off boxes in my head. I'm just like, yo. He had like a great job, great career. And I'm just like, yo, this man is everything. And so, yeah, like literally, I was sitting at the dinner table saying to myself in my head, this man is going to be my husband. This man is going to be my husband. Like, I'm not even joking. And so, literally, after our first date, for like, I want to say like 30 or 45 days, we spent, honest to God, every single day together. Like, I'm not even joking. We broke that whole seeing each other every day, because at the time Henry's sister lived in California and his family went to California to visit her. But before that, we spent so many days together. We were like inseparable. So yeah, I just knew, like, when people say like when you meet the one you'll know, like, I stand behind that. I just knew. Someone asked, what is my favorite thing to do with Aniya? And let me think. My favorite thing to do with her? What you think, Mama? Huh? I don't know, y'all. Like, I love just doing everything with her in general. I mean, literally everything from like having her in her bouncer while I'm cooking and just having her watch me cook breakfast in the morning, or like putting her to sleep. Oh, no, see, I gotta give you a passy real quick so mommy can finish this. Or like giving her bath at night. She loves bath time, so giving her bath to prep her for bed. I love like waking up in the middle of the night, honestly. Like when she's in her crib crying and I can go in there and then she hears my voice and then she stops crying, and just like putting her back to sleep or giving her nighttime feed. I love it all, honestly. I will say a few things that I'm looking forward to doing with her, especially when this whole coronavirus thing is over, and as she gets a little bit older, I want to enroll her in some classes. Those were some things that I was actually doing right before all this started. I want to get her enrolled in swim classes so that she can learn how to swim, so that she's not afraid of water when she's a little bit older. And plus we want to go to the beach and stuff, so just like so she's familiar with water. I want to get her enrolled in like baby gymnastics, like my first gym and stuff. Like my first gym and stuff like that, so she can interact with other babies and just like play and tumble and roll. I want to travel with her. I can't wait to get her first passport, take her out the country, let her see the world. And I don't think that she's too young for that. Like, I want my baby to experience everything. Like, I don't want her to be limited in anything just because she's too young and stuff like that. Mama, can't wait to plan her birthday parties, take her on play dates. Like, I'm just obsessed, okay? I can't wait to do everything with her. But yeah, it's definitely been limited with like this whole coronavirus thing going on. But as you guys can see, I got a cranky, poopy baby. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this Q&A. Thank you guys for all of your questions. Your questions were really good. I hope that I was able to answer them and that I answered them in a transparent way. And if you have any additional questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments. If you made it this far and you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, make sure you click that subscribe button down below underneath this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Tonight, pulling your hair, baby. I feel you breathing on me, on you. You know that I'm a selfish lover. When it's mine, I want it. One track mind for it, for you.